Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Operation Unite. Right now, Operation Unite is targeting the Eastern Kentuckians, poor Eastern Kentuckians, for marijuana and for meth labs. And it's a huge project. They got about $4 million. Hal Rogers got $4 million to fund Operation Unite, which is for local law enforcement, which is for the U.S. Forest Agency, and also the Kentucky National Guard. I mean, this is an increase of militarism within our own state. Right now, Kentucky has more people in prison per capita than every other state in the country. We have the biggest police state, the most aggressive police state in the entire country. That's why so many people are going to prison. And instead of actually using this money to create jobs and opportunity, they're using the money to go after poor people, to go after drug dealers. And if you've ever met a drug dealer, you know that they're good people. They're nice, good people. And if anything, they got to watch their back from the crazy cops who's going to bust down their door, raid their apartment, get everything out of their apartment, mess it all up, and then put a misdemeanor or put some charge on them that's going to stick with them till the day that they're dead. I mean, it's crazy what the Kentucky National Guard is coming after us. When they were going around with all the snow, the electric had knocked down the power last year, and they were going around knocking on doors, make sure everybody was okay. That's a good use of Kentucky's National Guard. But when they were knocking on doors, some people were kind of saying, you know, don't talk to me, I'm not going to give you any information, I'm not going to talk to you. And I kind of was wondering about that. I was like, you know, why are they acting like that? But now I know. Because and that's the problem when you got a standing army, when you have just a lot of people standing around being trained to fight and kill, and they got nothing else to do. So you got to figure out a way to use that standing army. And instead of using that standing army to protect us against the foreigners, you know, from invasion, from anything, you know, which hasn't happened. So, you know, if you don't need them, then they should just stay at bay. But because they're standing around not doing anything, all of a sudden, you know, Congress, Hal Rogers, which I don't even know why he's still in office, they come up with these ideas that they're going to spend all this money to come after these drug dealers. And marijuana is Kentucky's #1 cash crop. Marijuana is Kentucky's #1 cash crop. So you haven't got rid of, you won't get rid of marijuana. You won't get rid of the drugs. What you can do is legalize it, put it out in the open so you can regulate it. And you can, just like alcohol. Alcohol sales is legal, which is actually a worse drug than marijuana. So it's kind of a weird contradiction. But actually in Kentucky there's 70 counties are dry counties. So Kentucky's actually upheld that prohibition from the 1930s, which America had gotten rid of. So when people talk about the Commonwealth of Kentucky, what they're talking about, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, is like Kentucky's its own country. And we tried to, you know, it's like the laws of America, the rights that we were given as Americans, free speech, right to not be searched and seized without probable cause, the right to assemble, right to free, to be able to choose whatever religion you want to have. Those rights seem to be, Kentucky supersedes those rights. And they do whatever they want to do. Like I've been asking before, if the police police us, who polices the police? Who's making sure that Operation Unite isn't just going around busting people's houses up for no good reason, for no good apparent reason? And what a complete waste of taxpayer resources. I mean, this is insane. This is what we're spending our money on. Kentuckians, Kentucky citizens, this is what we're spending our money on. We're going after poor people who got nothing else, no jobs are out there, so what else are they going to do? They turn to drug dealing because that's the only way they can find to make money. And because it's illegal, the profit incentive is there. You're giving them a profit incentive by continuing to make it illegal for them to sell. And because you're doing that, because it's illegal, that only gives them a profit incentive to jump into that business. You want to get rid of the drug dealers? Then legalize it. Put the drug dealers out of business and have it, you know, a respectable business with a door and just like every liquor store out there. That's how you get rid of it. You want to get rid of the drug dealers? That's what you do. Because the current war on drugs, the marijuana prohibition, it's been an utter and complete failure. Failure. You haven't stopped the drug flow. All you've done is made it more profitable to get into it. That's what Operation Unite has done. And since Hal Rogers got $3.6 million, what that is saying is that these stimulus funds are being used to increase the militarism of our own armed forces, to go against our own people. And I've always suspected that, you know, since the police officers, a lot of them used to be ex-soldiers, that they'll come back over here and they'll think that Americans are just like the Iraqis and we need to be put in our place, and, you know, but that isn't the case. Over here, we're not in a war over here. Or at least, I haven't heard about any war declared, but there is a war. War on drugs, a war on the poor. There's a class war going on right now. It's rich versus poor. And right now the police are getting suited up. They're getting as many guns, getting as many people behind them, backing them up with as much you know, resources and money as they can get. So they're equipping themselves up. They're getting ready. And that means Eastern Kentucky, you need to get ready. Watch your back. Know who to trust. Know who not to trust. Because times are getting tough and the police are only going to make it tougher. Yeah, and Operation United is going after 29 counties in Eastern Kentucky, and it's just Eastern Kentucky. So they're picking on the poor, is what they're doing. They even got the Appalachia, H-I-D-T-A, the HIDTA, the Appalachian HIDTA, Appalachian HIDTA, and I mean, like I said, they're going after Appalachia just to. Because they're picking on the poor. They think they can get away with it, so they're going to go after Appalachia. Like Appalachia don't have enough problems already without the military/police, the military-industrial complex come crashing down on them. It's just crazy that the government has, you know, all the money in the world to go after drug dealers. They got all the money in the world. But when it actually comes to creating jobs or doing something good for the people, I mean, they got all the money in the world for big bank bailouts. They got all the money in the world for war all across the country. But you don't have enough money to pull Kentuckians out of poverty? Let's get rid of all this poverty. You know, you want to try to get drugs off the street. Let's, you know, let people have the right to their own bodies and use that money. Why don't you take some of this poverty that we got? That's something worth giving away. You want to come after something? Don't go after families. Go after all this poverty. Cure poverty in Kentucky. We're number 46 in wealth. We're one of the poorest states in the country. This is a sad, disgusting waste of taxpayer funds. If you have something that you want to be filmed, just contact the media. There's several things that are worthy of videotaping, such as football games, basketball games, other sports games, plays, concerts, demolition derbies, political rallies, campaign commercials, and music festivals. Especially right now, since I have no projects going, I'm sure I would do something for cheap. It'd be different just videotape if you want just, you know, a copy of a videotape versus editing. If you want some editing work, because a lot of times post-production is it takes more time. If you have an event that you want to be videotaped, just contact the media at 859-757-7083 and ask for Johnny Masters. It's 859-757-7083.